Good afternoon, everyone. We've been out away for the weekend. We've had a family camping trip. We've been out to the local rodeo and races. So we've had a lovely time and we're back. And I'm still unpacking, but I've also got to get something cooked for tea. I wasn't originally going to do pasta, but I had a bit of a look around to see, and I needed too many things from the shop. So what I've decided to do is sour cream and chicken enchiladas, and I had everything I needed in the house. The only thing I didn't have was chicken breasts, but I'm going to use some chicken thighs. So, and I haven't quite got enough chicken thighs, so I'm going to add, I've got some pre-cooked bacon in the freezer, and I'm going to throw that in at the very end with the filling for the enchiladas. Rightio. So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to cook our chicken. So this is excellent. This will, I can just leave the Thermomix to cook the chicken while I continue on with the unpacking. Alright, so first up I need to check in my bowl to make sure that I haven't left anything in there, which I have not. And I've also got something under there. Don't know what that is. Okay, we'll throw it in the bin anyway. Okay, so we want 700 grams of water. Okay, that'll do. Now it says to put the aroma tray in position. Or the aroma dish in position, and we're going to do the chicken breast fillets cut into strips. So I wonder where I put my knife. There it is. Okay. So we're going to put some in the dish and some on the aroma tray. So we're just going to cut this into strips. It's still a little tiny bit frozen. Oops. Some of them are quite frozen. I might just have to give it a bit more time. So all I've done to these is cut off the big chunky bits of fat that are on the outside. There's still a little bit there, but I'll put some in the bowl as well. And that's, as I said before, it says to use 3 chicken breasts, 3 skinless chicken breast fillets, approximately 800 grams. I don't know how much this weighed. I'll have to have a look, but I have got some pre-cooked sliced bacon, you know, just cut up into strips in the freezer, which I'll add in at the end to make up for the lack of chicken. This is one of our favourite recipes. It makes really good leftovers too for lunches for the week. Righty-go. So let's pop that on there, that on there, and that on there. And now we're going to steam it for 8 minutes. With the blade on speed 1. So I'll leave that. I can go off, I can keep unpacking, and then I'll come back when it chimes and lets me know it's finished. Okay, we'll just check the chicken. So it says I need a spatula. give it a stir. I think I'm going to transfer it all to this top tray. Because I had a look and this is 500 grams of chicken thighs. Okay. There you go. Put the lid back on and we're going to cook it for another 8 minutes. So, righty-go, I'll be back in 8. Now it says to transfer the chicken into a thermal serving bowl or another large bowl and set aside. So we are going to cook this some more in the oven when we bake the enchiladas. Okay. Now we're going to clean and dry the mixing bowl. Okay, so we've cleaned and dried the mixing bowl. We've got the oven preheating to 180. I haven't greased my mixing bowl, but I'll do that in a minute. Well, let's do it now. Stop being lazy. Okay. My casserole dish it is. I don't know. Do I say mixing bowl? I'll grab a piece of paper towel. Okay. Just put some paper towel. I'll wipe that oil around in there. Now I'm using the, I don't know how to pronounce it, the Fira cookware that's in the mix shop. And it's got the trivet that goes under it to protect your bench from the heat. I don't need them right now. And we've set that aside. Now we're going to grate up the cheese. So I generally do like a whole block at a time and freeze it. But I've got a new block here, but I'm only just going to do enough for the for this because I haven't really got time to package it up tonight. I probably have. I'm probably getting a bit lazy. Okay. Oops, tear. See if that's 200 grams. Or 148. Cut that bit off. Try not to cut my fingers. Okay. 203 grams, perfect. Put that back in the fridge later. Next, now we're going to pop the lid on and we're going to grate that for 8 seconds on speed 8. Okay, now it says transfer into a bowl and set aside. And naturally, I don't have a bowl. So that's 8 seconds, speed 8. Have a bowl. Rightio, I will give this bowl a quick rinse and I'll be back. Rightio, we did have a bit of battery problem there, so I had to run over and get my charger. Only lost a little bit of video but. So it says to use 4 sprigs of fresh coriander, which I'm not using. Now it says 2 spring onions or shallots. And later on it also says red onion. I am just using, if I can find where I've put it. And I had a shallot. Here it is. This is what I'm using instead of the red, half the red onion and the 2 spring onions. Because I don't have red onions and I don't have any, what did I say? I don't have red onions and I don't have any of those spring onions. So we're just going to use the shallots for everything. Okay. I'm just going to chop these up a bit more because these are supposed to be your spring onions. Oh, I need to take the lid off. Oh, they're strong. Definitely making my eyes water. I see nothing in the bowl. And there shouldn't be because I just washed it. Okay, now we're going to put the lid on and we're going to give them a chop. Okay. Transfer into a separate bowl, not the same one as the cheese. Very strong onions. That's them chopped. Okay, right, those onions were made me eyes water a bit. Now it says to put in 1 long red chilli. I'm not putting chilli in. One of the kids that's coming tonight doesn't like chilies. And 2 garlic cloves. So I've got in here some. I'm going to do, I've got these garlic cloves for a good price. Can't remember what it was now, but these garlic bowls. And I'm going to do the caramelised garlic in oil in the Thermomix to make some garlic butter. So I will, when I do that, I will do a video with that. Rightio, 2 garlic cloves, a quarter of a red onion, which we're going to have instead of that. Actually, I might put this in here to saute, is what I might do. Because the when we use the spring onion, it's mixed in fresh at the end. Half a tomato. I am going to pop in a whole tomato. Just decore it. Okay. Half a red capsicum, de-seeded. And cut into pieces. We just do that. I could cut it, I suppose, but let's just break it. Rightio. And then we're going to pop the lid on. And we're going to chop that for 3 seconds. Okay. Scrape down the sides with the spatula and I'll show you what that looks like after 3 seconds. There we go. Actually, I've got this feeling that this is, oh, I can't remember it, so I think this is actually all fresh. I don't think we do any cooked filling, except for the chicken. Okay. 2 pinches of sea salt. 2 pinches of ground black pepper. A little bit more. And 70 grams of pitted black olives sliced. I haven't actually sliced them. Let's grab this. I'll just measure them into this. I'll just weigh them into this. And I'll quickly slice them. One for the floor. And one more should do it. That'll do. Now let's quickly slice these. And we'll pop them back in. Righto, perfect. Okay, 250 grams of sour cream. So this is 300 mils, so it's not quite a full tub. Just get a green spoon so I'm not putting any food into the leftover sour cream. Oops. $45, $50. Rightio, let's put that back there. Don't want to prop that on the floor. Rightio. 40 grams of lime juice. I don't have any lime juice. I'm going to toss in a bit of balsamic vinegar. And that's only like about 2 tablespoons. Let's just do 1. 50 grams of the cheese. It says half of the reserved coriander and spring onions. And now we're going to pop the lid on with the measuring cup, and we'll give that a mix. Just on reverse, just for 2 seconds. Now we're going to add the chicken, and I've also got the bacon I'm going to add in. I'll just show you what that looks like. Okay. And then, oops, I've got this cooked stripped bacon that I've had left over, and I've just cut it into strips and frozen it for just such an occasion. Now, we're going to put the lid on and mix that for 6 seconds, speed 4 on reverse. Then we're going to transfer it back into this bowl and set it aside. So I've got too much stuff here on this bench. Okay, that's that there. I mean, this is really good if you've got leftover barbecue chicken as well, because instead of steaming your chicken at the beginning, you can just break up some of your leftover chicken. And add it in at the end. Now it says to, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up my mess, and then I'll be back and we'll roll the enchiladas. Righto, it says to fill each tortilla with a few spoonfuls of mixture, and then roll up and place seam side down into the casserole dish. So these they've been in my cupboard for let's have a look, they've probably been in my cupboard for a couple of months. This is a bad time to be looking for the expiry date. Hang on, is it on this bit? No. Should have looked earlier. No expiry date. Does anyone know if these usually have an expiry date on them? No expiry date means they're going to be fine. I'll have to look into that. Rightio, let's not worry about that. They should be okay. Now, I never, ever managed to portion this out equally so they all end up with the same ones. Today may be my day. Now it says to serve these with salad. So, I mean, I was hard push to even find the tomatoes, so we're just going to have them on their own. Should have thought of that first to get this apart, shouldn't I? Anyway. Interesting. It's a bit long anyway. Let's tuck that in there. Now I think they actually tell you to make sure you've got your seam side down. This is why I like to make my own tortillas. Okay. I turn it round and go from this side. That'll be perfect. Let's get them all apart now. Perfect. Now, yeah. What have we got? We've got 4 done. Okay. The last 2 are usually really plentiful or really scant. I think today they're going to be a bit scant. That's okay. Perfect. So I find 10 is the perfect. I always only ever do 10. And if I'm going to buy my tortillas, I buy the 10 pack. Otherwise they get too crowded. Okay, it says it's topped with a can of tomatoes. So I always make sure I've got canned tomatoes in the pantry. And the ingredients for this are diced tomato and tomato juice. And that's the ones I like, the ones that are just tomatoes and tomato juice. Not the ones with the acidity regulators and the, I don't know what else they put in there. So we'll just spread that out. And that'll give us some nice gooiness in our thing. And then the remaining cheese. Sprinkle over the remaining coriander and spring onions. Then bake for 25 to 35 minutes, 180 or until bubbly and fragrant. So rightio, that's tea done. It's just got to go in the oven. And that's it for me for cooking tea. I'll be back when this comes out of the oven, and I'll show you, and we'll give it a little taste test together. Right, so we've got this out of the oven, and it looks delicious. It is really, and it smells divine. I have also made this using leftover roast beef. That is really nice too. So that's it there. Now, I've taken this out of the oven and I've let it sit for 10 minutes. I find it's better if you let it cool down a bit. It serves better, it cuts better. And I will give this a little taste. It's really nice to serve with salad, a bit of extra sour cream, maybe some avocado. I haven't got any of that. I've got that little bit of sour cream, and I've got no fresh salad vegetables in the house at the moment. And that's delicious. So this is one recipe that we make a lot. I'll swallow my food. This is one recipe we make a lot, and I do try and I don't try not to cook the same things over and over again. So we probably only cook this one like once every 2 months, but it is a firm favourite, and it's always good to use up some leftovers you've got in the fridge. And the end of, like, you know, I've usually got half a capsicum, some form of onion. We don't always have sour cream, but I did this time. We've always got cheese. We've always got some sort of meat in the freezer. And tins of tomato in the cupboard. And I would normally make my own tortillas, but as it happened, I had a packet in the cupboard. And I did find the expiry date, and it's written there. And it's best before the 10th of the 4th, 24, so we've actually got a bit of time to go. I was just concerned because how firmly they were all stuck together. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Pop over to my channel and subscribe. And I really hope I'll see you next time.